Good evening, everypony, and welcome to Commentary's Magic Stream on today's Sunday, March 28th, 2021. I am, as always, Grandpaws.
Big cheese.
Arcat, what do you mean it's not April yet? And
What's April? I'm Ivory.
April is when Ara gets to post the dank memes he's been working on for like the last 3 months.
yes,
It's when we get reminded that we're not going to an in-person con again.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave? Actually, I messed that up. It's supposed to be the other way around. Whatever.
No, you had it right.
It's not so brave yet so controversial.
it still
No,
stings.
Yeah, you said it correctly.
It still stings.
It does still sting. Rip.
Rip. All right. What are we on about this week? I think we've been collecting deck lists, right?
Yeah, as we do.
I mean, is this the point where I get to pull out the metagaming chrysalis meme?
You have a metagaming chrysalis meme?
Yes. I'll share
This
that
is
later.
news to me.
I share that. Oh, I'll share that later, I guess.
Okay, well, while Ara goes deep into his Kieran posting folder, I had to think of what to call it. Let's take a look at some decks that various players in the community have submitted for review and tweaking in a series that we like to call our Deck Doctor. It's been a while since we've done one of these.
It really has. I think the last time was when LNL came out.
Yeah, it's GP. You get to do the thing. How long has it been, GP?
It's been a hot minute.
It has, in fact, been a hot minute. Almost a cold minute. It's been in the fridge, in fact. That's how long it's been.
It's been on ice.
Yeah. I can't think of a good pun here. I'm sorry.
And that's because all the good ones were taken by
Silverquill, probably.
Yeah, correct.
That horrible, lovely person that I haven't seen in 18 months.
Rip!
Rip. All right, let's get down to this. What do we got first here?
I will give everyone exactly one guess as to who submitted this deck list. In fact, I'm not even going to post the deck list yet, and I bet anyone in chat could probably guess who it's from. Oh, see, you posted it now.
No, he just revealed it.
That's different than looking at or drawing or putting it on top of your deck.
Animoy asked, what improvements could this possibly need? I'm glad you asked.
I am also
things
glad.
We can definitely fix about
I
this.
am so glad you asked. Okay, so let's take a look at this here. All right, let's take a look at this here. Okay, so all right, so the first problem here is nope, that's not good either. Neither of those. None of these are good.
So the Trixie main is pretty lackluster. So why don't we go ahead and throw Ambassador Friendship in there? That's a good purple main.
There you go. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, no, I don't think any of those are any good. All right, now we're talking here. All right.
See, look, it's an improvement already.
Yeah, now there's some improvements here. Gonna sit here and fight with the
interface.
Yeah, the OBS interface is kind of weird. Okay, so let's start with one of those.
Don't blame Ponyhead's jank on OBS.
No, this is actually OBS's problem here. All right, that one's good. That one's good. Let's see. We need to go back a little bit here. Oh, there we go. There's some good ones.
Was this was a Harmony deck, right? It was, yeah. Yeah, okay, so we need some Ursa Vanquishers.
Well, no, because I got to find the... We're missing the ancient research, right?
Yeah, we definitely need that. Yeah.
Where is it? There it goes. That's kind of marginal. I'm going to be honest. That's pretty marginal, but I guess I'll allow it.
There's some throwbacks that could fit really well. Noted Speaker, Princess of Friendship. What was that stupid promo when Premiere first came out? Whatever that one was.
Yeah, we're gonna throw one of those in there. That looks good here.
Yeah, there you go.
A rack of those, rack of these. Where's paper twi? We need some paper twis.
Agreed.
Yeah,
oh, don't forget the ATOs.
I already got those.
Okay, better track your action tokens separately.
Who does that?
That's what the card says, man.
Just put it all in one pile. Who cares?
Some magical ponies.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, growing up, gotta get, yep.
Research student. Put research student in there. Did you take that out?
What did you just add?
What do you think he added?
He put a flash sentry in there.
It's actually a good card for this deck.
Shush.
It actually is a good card for this deck. I'm sorry.
Oh, you gotta get
you need some of them.
Twilight's Epiphany, that needs to go in there. That's definitely there.
Nap cakes, gotta get some of those.
Oh, yes, yeah, gotta get the nap cake.
Misfire. Definitely need a misfire. Here we go. Bookish backup. Yeah. Okay, good enough. It's a 50 card list. We're good. All right, so here's my changes. This sounds good.
Yep, looks good to me.
Looks good. All right.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
I need to see this.
That's good stuff right there.
The latency is so annoying.
Well, thank you to the anonymous individual who submitted this list. We hope you are pleased with the changes.
And is probably asleep right now.
And if you're not, we don't actually care because you knew what you did.
Correct.
All right, so now that we've got the meme deck out of the way, let's try to be serious for a bit here. Okay.
All right.
What do we got next?
Yeah, well, we're the doctors covered by your insurance, so you'll be fine.
Yep.
Maybe.
The only ones in there.
Should have had better coverage.
Look. I'm a human doctor, not a horse doctor, okay?
Or Dr. Horse.
Fill this thing up with Equestria Girls cards. That would have been an even funnier joke. And
something Rick and Morty.
Right. Yes,
yeah.
Exactly. Okay. All right. Moving along to some more serious lists here.
So this one was submitted by Anemoy.
I have to take a moment because I'm still laughing at Hithrock.
You all right?
No.
Okay, I did transition. That's the word. Hey, look, it's Pinkie Pie.
Yep.
Okay.
There's two Pinkie Pies.
All right. So this was submitted by Anemoy, and I believe he said this was supposed to be a competitive combo list.
Semi-competitive combo.
Semi-competitive combo list. Okay. A combo, of course, not being competitive at the moment, but hey.
Hey, there's.
So that was a lie.
If there is a combo that's competitive, this is it.
But that was that was a leading statement.
Anyway.
So his notes show that Discord Spirit of Chaos can help get to Unity 15 Pink, especially if you're at Ununicorned.
All right, yeah, true. Little niche, but true.
And he wants to get all the AT and draw for Living to Laugh or Miss Main. He still needs resource removal. He doesn't know whether to start with Trading Traditions or Ancient Research. Okay. So.
Here's the Earth.
Here's the deck.
Nice. Okay, I do want to point one thing out though before we get too deep into this. This list, if you look at this on like just regular Ponyhead, there's a problem here. There's one huge problem here.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest problem?
Well, the most obvious one at the beginning.
This
having
right here is a problem. This
one
number
too many cards.
and this card together, no, straight to jail. You gotta. The entire point of this card is you gotta be able to empty your deck.
Yeah.
That one extra card is one card further away from winning. Just friends don't let friends run 51 card or 52 card or 53 card or any number greater than 50 card living to laugh decks. Just no.
Yep.
Just no.
Just no. I think the other thing we found, and you'll have to correct me if I'm wrong on this, but hold on, let me take a look. The list up myself here. Yeah, there's a certain card type that's really difficult for this deck to interact with.
Yeah, I mean, Anamite called this out. There is in fact no resource removal here.
That's kind of mandatory.
It is kind of mandatory. Like, preferably 3 pieces of it.
And because this is a Harmony,
Yeah, this is a Harmony list. So we do have the misfires.
Oh, hi Gyro,
Yeah. Okay, so that kind of suggests that we should maybe be looking into...
I mean, there's...
Well, what cards does it have that it doesn't need?
Well, that's where we get into some of the technical stuff here. And Hithrock is kind of bringing this up. Why have Mistmains in Living to Laugh at all? Well, the answer is not necessarily to have Mistmains in a Living to Laugh deck, but to have a deck that can win in 2 different ways. If you look, he's got a rack of Twilight cover-to-covers, Starlight Glimmer Guidance Counselors, High Ts, and Factory Jacks. We've seen an AT...
And High B.
Don't
I said
forget...
Oh, you did? And same-day delivery.
Don't forget the Grogar. And
I forgot the Grogar. I forgot the same-day delivery. Yeah.
And the main.
So,
yes, and the main.
Oh yeah, so how many action tokens?
All.
Yes.
All of the action tokens.
Hold on, I want to make sure you heard this correctly. What I said was all the action tokens.
Right. And the thing is, we've seen a deck that's done that before successfully in the past, given it was before rotation, but it still existed, and it was run by the Stoic Brothers. It used many AT generating cards, and eventually won the game with Mistmain. But there was a key difference between what that style of deck was doing and what this deck is doing. That deck knew that it was going to take time to reach the action token total required to just Mistmain for the win. And so every other card that was not AT generating based was built around a chaos control shell. Doctor Who's, Selena Blue, Frozen in Magicites, Fernando's, everything that you could do, a rack of troublemakers to be able to keep the board clean.
Right, just being annoying.
Right. Now here's the problem. All of that AT is completely meaningless with Living to Laugh unless you are literally trying to just draw through your deck by generating action tokens.
I mean, not necessarily an invalid strategy, just maybe less efficient.
Right. Featherbangs and Living to Laugh will provide you with a tremendous number of options for getting through your deck really, really, really quickly. So between the same-day deliveries and the high teas and the factory organizers and all of that, it's just...
excessive?
It's excessive because what you're doing is trying to play a deck that can combo off in 2 different ways. And combo is at its best when you are dedicated to whatever the one thing your deck wants to do is, and then including just enough disruption to be able to work around the threats your opponent presents.
I mean, it's great when you can fit in 2 win cons, but without hurting your your chances. But in this case, it's
All right. I think we'd go to the point of saying, what was the last deck we've seen? The last combo deck where there were a pair of win cons? I think we're reaching back into like the.
I'm gonna say screw shot.
Cloney could technically do it by bouncing every card your opponent would have and draining them of all their action tokens every turn.
Oh, I think Peck also had an alternate, but it was like it used the same core engine.
Right.
Yeah, so I think we are looking back to like screw shot before you get to like completely separate cards.
Right.
Right.
And to the points in chat being made here, yeah, they don't really mesh that well together. Like, there's a pool of cards here that's about all the action tokens, and then there's a pool of cards here that's about draw things far more efficiently than you can by just paying one to draw, and then winning off of that. Like, the one thing I think I do have to say for all the action tokens one is, yes, that does enable you to start digging and find more answers for consistency, and that's actually not bad.
It's fine, but how many card slots are you occupying with a friend that, in this case, or other cards that actually do nothing?
Right. Or in some cases, like I'm going to look at high T and say, I get it, but that's also one of the weakest action token gains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I think that's definitely the first thing I'd take out.
Maybe let's get rid of those and put in some. I'm kind of tempted to go Mysterious Disappearance here.
Rather than, whatever it's called, Luna's Future.
You like that more than a special beam cannon because you can get some triggers off of Featherbangs.
Well, you can get some Featherbang stuff going on. It gets cards out of your hand, which
he's on to us! Quick!
Is that the only Trixie card?
It
is.
Well, there's that problem as well that has it in the name, but we're not going to talk about that one. That's
actually fine and good. Well, yeah, that's fine and good. Whatever.
I don't think we even included that one in our AD count.
No,
we didn't.
Also, there's no entrance. Well, I guess you have your main already, so whatever. It's fine.
You don't want entrance exam here. That doesn't make sense.
That's fine.
Now if we're going to crank this over to a Tempest list, but
sure.
that seems bad? Question mark?
Yeah. There are numerous changes that could be made to this deck, but really it's just going to require you to choose one of your win conditions and build the rest of it around supporting that win condition. If you want to go the Mistbane route, then the Living to Laugh package should be dropped. If you want to go the Living to Laugh package, then a lot of your less efficient AT gens should be dropped.
Right. I think at the moment, it's kind of telling that most of the combo decks are going Living to Laugh. So,
I mean, the only card in here that is Mistbane specific is Mistbane.
Well, right, but you've got all these action token generators that just aren't going to be as good if you're not going ham on that line of play.
Yeah, I mean, but you definitely still want a good chunk of them.
Yeah,
even
there's no reason not to.
Sure, it keeps them paper twice and starlights, and that's fine.
Yeah, like the more resources are valuable and they will let you generate progress towards the Living to Laugh goal, but it also has to, incidentally find you some disruption. Get you those snap kicks, get you some portals, we banned
if you're going...
No, not in Harmony.
Okay, not in Harmony. If you're going Living to Laugh, do you even want Pinky Sense?
Yes. You do want Pinky Sense because you want to be sure that you're not discarding an important card.
You need,
You also like having a flipped main.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it gives you a super easy flip.
Which is actually something he did say he doesn't know whether he should start with Trading Traditions or Ancient Research.
Right. So that's actually, I think, worth talking about here. The Trading Traditions play is you go pink, drop a Pinky Sense, discard something to the top of your deck.
Well, so the other part of the Trading Traditions play is having a Rainbow Shine in your deck that you can exhaust to play same-day delivery.
Yeah, although that's 2 cards, but...
Well, yes, but that's That's the other method of doing so.
Rainbow Shine. I'm tempted.
I mean, looking at it, is this Owlicious? Also, I can just look at the list on the computer.
The Aloysius actually serves no purpose in this deck. Because either one of your two starting problems are going to be presenting you with an opportunity to flip your main on turn 1.
Except for Ancient Research guarantees it.
It is a backup option.
Trading Traditions is a little risky if they can get rid of it early.
It is. But ideally...
This is Harmony, you can get rid of it turn 1.
Sure. Well... You can get rid of it turn 1, assuming your opponent is playing a Grogar with Trading Traditions naming pink and happens to have Snips and Snails in their opening hand.
Yep.
If you're going to not go the full package on Trading Traditions as a method of entry to flip Twilight, then just go Ancient Research. Yes, they both can go away. The current Harmony meta is not really in that space right now, though. So the threat of having your Trading Traditions replaced turn 1 or turn 2 is much lower than it used to be, especially because a certain pink main isn't in the meta anymore.
Are we talking about shells?
No, we're not talking about shells.
I want to talk
drawing
about
cards.
Shells,
Talking about drawing all the cards.
Yeah.
I still want to talk about shells, though. So that's maybe one reason why you don't open with Trading Tradition.
Yeah.
Because Skystar wants to talk about shells.
That's the general summary that I personally would give, though. Pick a direction and provide yourself with enough card slots to support that direction, and don't get caught trying to do two things at once. There is a local player that we have here who has historically tried to do that for like 7 years. And he knows.
How'd that turn out for him?
Usually not great. But when he concentrates into what he wants to do, oftentimes his decks perform a lot better.
Nice. Yeah, so I don't think we have any truly concrete suggestions for that other than find a card. Just one card. And yeet it. And then the
rest of the problem is the rest of the entire package morphs around it. The deck will end up very different one way or the other. Right now, it is actually closest to the AT generating this main combo, where I'd say, okay, well, drop the Living to Laughs, drop the Discords, drop the Friendship Festival setups, and the Feather Bangs, and run like Sakuras and put a Chaos Control package in there.
Right. You're already into orange a little bit, so you could put a Dr. Hooves. And kind of away you go from that point, I think.
Yeah.
Like, actually, AJ into Hooves, if you can do that.
Was good back then, it's still good now.
That's also, let's see, that puts something on top of your deck, so hey, that's a way to flip your main.
Yep.
What the? Is that thunder? Wow. That doesn't happen up here.
Are you having thunder?
Yeah. Now, this is actually going to be funny because, like, thunder up here is notable to the point that if I check Twitter in, like, 5 minutes, there's going to be all kinds of people going, what? Thunder? What?
It's like when California temperatures go below 45.
Oh, Anthrax says that's his wrath from removing the Trixies. I'll allow it.
All right. Next submitted list.
Okay. Next up, we've got. It's not me, I swear.
Hissing?
No, it's the good kind of hissing. It's got Queen. So this was submitted by Diamond Song, and all I'm going to say about this is that this deck, I think, is Hold on, let me count the days here.
The days.
The first suggestion for this deck is not to remove Wink, Hithrock. Don't worry.
This deck is 20 days premature.
What?
20 days from now is April 15th.
But taxes were delayed in the U.S.
Okay. Hush. I mean, we're all free to spend a weekend with the paint monster.
That's fair.
Wink. And Standstill. And Suitcase. And even
Spoons.
And Spoons.
And Chrissy. And
Luna, that's her
Luna.
name.
Yeah.
Just, there's no... Oh, and the Mimics. Don't forget the Mimics.
And Mimics.
Yeah. And Down the Drain. And Gunked Up Gala.
This is annoying.
Basically, Chrissy's going to audit your deck, and she's going to give you a rather severe penalty.
Yes.
It's audit season.
Yeah. So this is obviously a Harmony list, as evidenced by all of the random Harmony cards in here. Premier card, even.
Mm-hmm.
Spicy. And even the problem deck is just even more taxes. And if it's not more taxes, then it's just designed to be annoying. It's just... ugh. So, this just doesn't look fun to play against, and I think that means it's doing a good job.
There are a few things that I think can help this deck perform a little bit better. While I understand that Luna Midnight is in here for more movement taxing, you're taking up quite a few card slots to try to support that between the Lunas and the redeeming qualities. And if you really want to just apply a taxing effect and also offer some protection as far as preventing your opponent from confronting problems, that's what Storm King is for.
But that does give them points, and Luna does give you another way to scare things. I'm looking at this in a slightly different way. So that the deck is obviously white as a primary color, and it's going to be purple as a secondary. And then it's got a pair of horribly off colors, which is the orange for Luna and the blue for Rainbow.
Right.
And I think as long as you've got one of those in there, the other one doesn't represent a significant additional cost. Because you're already committing to tricolor, what's a fourth color?
Well, here's my question. Looking at the cards in this list, explain to me how Luna is getting in the discard pile.
Oh, if you're going to redeem qualities,
too many cards.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. You're not going to get a reanimator kind of thing going. Is there any? I don't think there's actually anything, is there? Because that's...
No. There are none.
You can just draw extra cards. It's fine.
Well, it doesn't have enough resource generation to, I think, really pull that off. I don't know if it's just going to be able to be annoying enough to keep anything from happening, but maybe?
There's other interesting choices in here as well. Your purple entry is going to be Lustrodon or potentially, turning your main purple, so Luna's Future is fine. But you can also run cards like Special Beam Cannon, which are a little bit cheaper, and you don't have any powerful... Yeah. You don't have powerful Enters Play effects, so the portal effect on Luna's Future isn't relevant, and you only have one Troublemaker in here right now.
Yeah, let's see, because I'm not sure if there's anything in this list itself that would benefit from the Flicker effect.
There's not.
No, so it might actually just be better to switch Luna's Future out for Hyper Beam, because you're basically guaranteed to have a Unicorn if you can play that.
The Mysterious Disappearance is a good suggestion from Hithrock if you really wanted to keep the redeeming qualities in here instead, as that would provide you with a method of putting Luna in there. Hithrock, I was already on a plan where there was no redeeming qualities. But yes, if you wanted to keep that in there, I think Mysterious is a good choice.
Well, the redeeming qualities do let you sit there and be like, oh, you dismissed my spoons, huh? Well, it's a darn shame because she's back. I don't know that you'd need 3 of those necessarily, and Mysterious Disappearance does have the sharp edge that is a mandatory resource removal. So if you've got a stick out and your opponent has nothing, you're going to be a sad pony.
Mm-hmm. There's one other card in here that is a little unusual in that it does not synergize with anything else that's here, and that's Scope Things Out. You have no cards that care about putting things on top of your deck, other than the fact that you have staff to start face-offs. But if you have staff to start face-offs, you're already fighting 6 versus whatever. And the only way that you can play Scope Things Out is if you have 2 sources of purple in play, because it's a 4-rec card.
Oh yeah, that's actually going to be really hard to get out, isn't it?
Yeah.
You could probably just swap those 3 for 3 Reliving Histories.
Reliving History is a really, really good card.
Especially in this list.
Oh yeah, because movement control. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you could do anything stupid with that offensively, but I don't think this wants to use it offensively at all.
What, the Reliving History? No, it does not.
Okay, now there's like actual hail. Alright, well, if the stream drops, you know what happened.
Yep. Hithrock's anger was so concentrated upon the Pacific Northwest that...
He decided you in particular deserve his wrath.
I'm okay with this fate.
This is the obligatory Daffy Duck. Of course, you know this means war.
Okay, we're gonna
War.
even more Trixies from set 13.
Yes. There's a number of other white events that could be very useful in here if you're worried about facing farm decks, which you probably should be in Harmony. Then stuff like A Wrinkle in Time is really good, or Cracking the Case. High Alert lets you get back your Winks, which is like the worst.
Whoops, wrong window there. All right, let's take a look at this here. So I think we actually had some concrete suggestions for this. Latency, it's so bad. Right, okay, so I think first off we're looking at Luna Midnight and saying that probably doesn't belong in here, right?
There's
Luna belongs everywhere.
There's an option to put Luna in here, but it's going to be prohibitively expensive, both AT-wise and card-wise, to support it.
Right, so probably not a good idea.
Probably not.
All right, so let's do this. Let's get rid of one of those, and then let's. We said we were going to swap the Luna's Futures out. I think we can. You can go either Hyper Beam or Mysterious Disappearance.
You would not go Hyper Beam. We're in Harmony. We're playing with power. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. It's just special. No, do we really want to do Special Beam Cannon? I don't really like that here because it's got the three rec.
Well, look at our sources of rec: Motivational Speech and Singing Barrel, and Starlight.
Yeah, I mean you've got Luster Dawn too.
Okay, but that's it. Luster Dawn is the only 2-power pink or 2-power purple entry. Everything else is 3.
All right, so basically you're thinking we're going to be at 3 power often enough that we can get away with running Special Beam Cannon.
In all honesty, I'd maybe rather see like Mayor Mare in here, because you've got a lot of white events you're going to be playing, and Mayor Mare is going to let you just keep chunking away at resources.
Oh, that's spicy. That's real spicy.
To scope things out, I would drop 100% though. Those do not serve a purpose in this list.
All right, we'll get rid of those. Let's add a couple nap cakes just as a placeholder here. If we're gonna go that route, huh? All right, now. All right, so some Mayor Mares.
Yeah.
Mayor Mares, where are you?
Which mirror? Like the ancient one?
Yes, the Crystal Games one.
I play a portal to. Oh, oops. Yeah, this one with her little smile.
The one that made me lose top 16.
Yes, that one.
All right, got one of those in there. All right, we got 4 card slots left. Let's see, we were saying reliving history, huh? Yeah, we need some of those. Those sound obnoxious.
Yep. You can probably drop 1 redeeming qualities as well.
Yeah.
Don't think we need the full playset.
Yeah, I think we can get rid of one of those. That sounds reasonable.
Mm-hmm.
So now we got 2 card slots left. What do you want to do with these?
Well, there's a few options. You could run more Troublemakers, which would not necessarily be a bad idea.
Oh yeah, because we wanted some movement control, didn't we? We got the
reliving history.
Histories. I don't know. You want to run some Storm Kings and be annoying?
Well, that's an option. There was one other card I was considering. Give me just a moment. Let me find it here.
Oh, because we're in Harmony too. Hold on. Let's go see what else we got here. Is there anything back here that adds taxes?
There is, and it's kind of funny. You can run a little old card called Spotlight if you're up against Farm.
Whoa!
What even is that card?
Whoa!
I don't remember this.
That's a white resource, isn't it?
That is a white resource.
That's oh man, that's old. There it is.
Yeah.
I've literally never seen this card played. What is it? At the start of opponent's main phase, you may exhaust this card and play 1 to choose a character. That character can't move until the end of the turn. It's kind of questionable.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's real spicy.
Yeah, I mean, there are decks where, like, or Thorax or something. Well, I mean, yellow has a billion resource removal, but...
if AJ was a thing, no, go home, darling.
Hey, Twilight Antisocial Farm is still a thing. And Twilight's very sad when she can't be at a problem.
Why is this not running accessorized? This sounds annoying.
Because you don't have ways to get it back in its 4 rec. And, like, just banish friends. Like, if you want more friend banishment, we have access to Not on the List. We have access to It's Gonna Work. Like, we have access to Uh-Oh, like Animoy was saying. Like, there's way better options than accessorized here.
How about...
No.
No?
No.
Maybe something to think about, but GP says no. Understandable.
I mean, it is technically inevitability. So, you know what? For that reason, and for another reason that we're about to get into, I changed my mind. I agree with you.
Put a pair of thrones?
Yeah, put a pair of thrones in there, and we'll talk about why here.
Queen needs her thrones.
No more than 2.
Yep, 2 is going to be fine.
And that's 50 cards.
Okay, I would also remove Buckball strategy here and just run a second chance for the reason that you do not have... Well, okay, now that we have Relieving History in there, you have 2 white events that are playable at 2 rec, and so that might be good enough. And the stack of suitcases. I would still remove Buzzer Keep Away and instead run 1 copy of a second chance. Because it turns out that if you are against certain types of decks, running a second chance and hoping that you go second and being able to flip Kersey on turn 1 is really, really, really frustrating for them.
Like all the frustrating?
Yes, like all the frustrating. Okay, can we take a look?
Yes. Hold on a moment. OBS is continuing to fight me.
He's still blaming OBS, Ivory.
I know. It's okay.
All right, there we go.
6, 9, 12, 15, 14 events. Yeah, that's pretty good.
That should be enough to get shots off of Mayor Mare.
Yep. So let's talk for a moment here.
Talk.
I hate this.
And your opponent will too.
Oh, I mean, it'd be... Well, certain people would find this fun to play.
Chrissy, do you know why I've called you into the principal's office today?
This is a very frustrating, very taxing deck at the surface level. But there's actually something a little more insidious that's going on here. Because it turns out that with a very, very small number of cards, this deck is capable of creating a true hard lock for the game. Not exactly like Tantabuse did, but similar in the vein that your opponent will not have resources to be able to do anything. If you can get Chrissy boosted and have Plaid Stripes and Uneven Ground out at the same time, and you are players are on
2 or 3, I think it was.
Yeah, 2 or 3. Well, 2 for sure. The players are on 2 AT a turn. There's not a way out. Because
you just can't lay enough cards down in a single turn to get Chrissy flipped back to her start side, because it just costs too much.
Right.
Or if you do, then they're just going to be like, okay, cool, you've spent a bunch of zero-cost cards to do nothing, I'm just going to turn her back over. Pass turn.
Well, and here's the thing. Okay, Hithrock says, can't you just play 2 Troublemakers? Okay, well, if you play 2 Troublemakers...
How are you going to defend them?
You play the TMs, and that's not enough to flip Chrissy back over.
I mean, that too.
That's 2 cards. She needs 3.
Right. Now, I think the actual mechanics of this will leave as an exercise to the reader, if you will.
Yeah. We won't go into all the math required to get here or what could be done to accelerate this any faster.
Right. But at the moment, nobody has actually done this or tried to do this as the primary goal of the deck. Can this do it? Yes. Is this optimized to do it? No.
No.
And as such,
we're not going to sit here and try and optimize it to do that. Some of us have dipped our toes into the prison pool and have decided that we're never going in there again.
Haven't all of us done that at least once?
Some of us is a subset of all of us, yes. They can be proper subsets.
Seems rigged, but okay.
But basically, no, we're not going there again. This is a thing. We know about it. We're keeping an eye on it. If it becomes a problem, we'll do something about it.
Right.
So if you want your honorary Scum of the Earth title, well, here you go.
Yeah, Hithrock says, let's make it a problem.
Can't find a problem.
There's not enough space on the text box of the problem to make it work.
See, now the problem here, Hithrock, is that's a very Twilight line of thinking, and I'm glad that you've come around to the right side.
All right, I think we've got one more deck to review this evening.
Yep, okay.
Was it only one?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, was it?
I thought there was a second one.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. There's 2. My bad. My bad.
Not to say, wait.
We got two.
All right. So, are you sick of bugs?
No.
Good, because guess what? More bugs.
More bugs. Yeah, but these are nice bugs.
Let me grab the altered list for Diamond Song real quick here.
Get stick bugged.
I mean, proceed, but let me grab the list and put it in chat.
Simple.
Okay, there's Diamond Song's altered list. So we hope that finds some improvement. Let's talk about bugs again.
All bugs.
I like these bugs less. Most of these bugs are traitorous.
Yeah, but only to you.
Half?
Okay, so this is
Less than half.
Joking Luna's Changeling Tribal Aggro-ish list.
Mm-hmm.
Not fully like Glass Cannon aggro, because we got some pretty annoying stuff in here with the winks.
Well, yeah, you're gonna want to run a wink in here. This is great.
Steal your opponent's things.
Are you running white? Then you should wink at things.
Hithrock is now on Zikora, making rhymes here in chat, dropping bars.
So while that identity crisis is going on, immediately the first thing I'm thinking here is this would definitely benefit from having Ocellus as the main.
I don't know if that's necessarily true.
Really?
It would definitely benefit from having Ocellus as the main if you're fully dedicated to doing the aggro thing.
I mean, this deck is pretty aggro-y.
And the buckball strategy is there. I can understand, given that several important cards had been missing in the past, why he might want to try Chrissy. But yeah, I think Ocellus is probably a good choice now that we have access to buckball strategy and a few other nice cards.
Right. The Pretender is going to be a real hard space to fill, just because it's generally going to have a decent ability. You're going to get both colors out of it. There's just nothing that this deck doesn't like about that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you can't has.
Yeah. Now, I will say that as much as I like the fact that you're using changelings for all your entry here, Sclerite is not doing you any favors.
Yeah, Sclerite's not great. We're not running Arista or... I forget what the yellow one's name was. Those two were just bad.
So Joking Luna says, Chrissy is the main to use buckball strategy and try to use Symbiosis to get a turn 2 DFO. Here's the thing. You can do that with Ocellus, too. Ocellus won't flip, but you can still do it. That's literally no different.
Right, because you don't even get to pay the 3 for Chrissy.
Right.
Like that. I just don't think that Chrissy is going to mesh with your deck strategy well enough, because the problem is you're always going to be sitting here looking at Chrissy going, do I pay 3 and not, like, cause a DFO with those 3?
Right.
That's not a good question to be asking, I don't think. Like, and going back to the thing with Anemoy, you don't want to... There is something to playing the metagame clock, but you don't want to divide the deck. Because Chrissy here is not really going to work well in an aggro list. She's not an aggro main.
Like, you'll get a minor amount of disruption out of her early, and then she'll probably remain on her start side for the rest of the game. Yeah. Assuming that you are trying to continue to aggro.
Right. I just don't think you've got the firepower in this list to back up her boosted side. Like, if you want a good example of a list that can do that, we can go back to Diamond's list, just because look at all these taxes. Like, and that's such a ridiculous multiplier for how much of a pain it is to deal with a flipped Chrissy. Here, it's just like, well, I mean, I can play 3 things, and yeah, that might slow me down, but then that sets you back, like, a turn, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm going to be honest here, this thing's game plan is go fast.
Yep. Go fast, get big points.
And you got plenty of friends to do that with.
Speaking of go fast, get big points, there's a resource here that you would probably love to have. That would be Pirate Ship.
Arr.
Because when you've got a main that can be 5 power, is real nice. And you can save yourself even more on the entry cost side of things by swapping out the Slayerites for rushed makeovers.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's even better.
Uh-huh.
All right, let me get a copy of this going, and we can mess with it. I'm gonna blame OBS in advance here.
Well, of course you are.
Turning Point is a nice sideboard card, but you've also got Friends Are Always There and Sanctuary Construction, and Turning Point does nothing else besides the Troublemaker things, so it's likely worth dropping some copies of.
Do you think we would need 3 pirate ships, or do you think 2 would be fine?
I think you can probably get away with 2.
Could probably drop 2 Turning Points for 2 pirate ships.
Yeah, 2 Turning Points for 2 pirate ships seems like a decent choice.
Alright, so we'll get rid of the Sclerates for some rushed makeovers. Changelings love makeovers, because they're just like, a little more red on the eyes. Much better.
Directly on the eye. Not around it, on it.
What would a Changeling make, like, Slumber Party be like with doing makeovers and whatnot?
It'd probably just end in fire.
They're not Kirans.
Okay, so we're going to get rid of a couple turning points.
Yep, pair of turning points.
Do you really want to go down to a single of on that?
I mean, I'd probably not run it at all and just run a 3rd Sanctuary Construction in all honesty. Animoy says, Mage Meadowbrook, I'm trying my best not to build decks that are using cards that I won't be sad when they go. If they go.
Spoilers.
Well,
we've talked about it already.
Yeah.
A couple pirate ships. All right, and then
she's not gone yet. You can still run her.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is a 45 card list. Where'd those turning points go? Let's put those back in there.
Something better to run? Because we already have the 3.
Well, no, you can sideboard them.
Cards. What are they called? Friends Are Always There.
Yeah, but you got 3 Friends Are Always There and 2 Sanctuary Constructions. Like, we're already at 5 TM busting, and we've got Ocellus, and we've got Defend the Hive to just straight up beat it up. Like, Turning Point is not the best option here.
Yeah. Like, yes, sideboard, but what is this weak against right now?
Well,
okay, I got some spicy here. I want some reliving histories for offensive shenanigans.
You know what this is weak against? Twilight and Spike.
You know, it has help that.
It has 3 Defend the Hives.
That doesn't help. It helps a little bit, but
it does
reliving history. Yes, that's what I was thinking.
We'll go a couple of those. Sure,
okay.
I'm on board with that. Yeah, you want to get rid of the turning points? That does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, because those are only main phase, and there's a friends. Yeah, that's not great, is it?
Okay, we got 3 cards left. We have a Confront to flip main. Can we just put the sticks in here?
You want
is Stick not in here?
Stick is not in here.
Stick is not in here.
Well, dang, yeah, right. Stick should be in here.
So if you've got the physical sticks, then do this. If you're playing online, do this. Do we have an alternate suggestion if someone doesn't own a rack of sticks?
You have both Pharynx and Thorax, which are nice for getting out early. Joking Luna says he has physical sticks. Cool.
this changeling here.
And the other one.
No, this one's just bad. Never run Cornicle. Look at
I'm
this.
not. I know.
Just no. Arista though. Arista's cool. What are you making? Well, other than the fact that they're like
Neon Bambi.
Yeah, neon. That's a main pro. Look here, I found one. Their eyes are red. Glowing orbs.
I liked the problem deck list. Can we take a look at what everything looks like as a whole?
Sure.
Also, joking Luna, I will just say, if you like Changeling Tribal, you're gonna like some cards in the next set.
Only some of them?
Only some of them. Make them Timbles. Yep. Got the Timbles, and we got the Starlight Chrissy, and oh, wait. Hold on.
What have we forgotten?
Oh, no. The problem deck is great, except for the fact that we have Starlight and Chrissy in here, and 8 of our 10 problems are not starting problems. Get that out of here.
Wait, what?
It's still...
Well, hold up. It's still, like, efficient.
It is still it is efficient, but it is making our confront requirements 2 points higher.
Because it's players, not
Non-starting
opponents.
problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright. Well, okay, so there's 2 ways you can go about this. One is to go and rearrange the problem deck.
I like the high bonus on these problems.
Yeah, okay, so that does come with a bit of a guard geese. Oh, yeah, fair. I'm not so sure about bring out your best then. That's a little hard to get to.
It is hard to get to. It's true. I'll just say that I'll just say there are enough options in there that you can look at alternative cards for that, and either adjust the problem deck or find something else to fit in there. Maybe bring the pirate ships up to 3, or include, I don't know, stuff.
Yeah, depending on what you're up to, it's possible that maybe more reliving history, because that is also interference, and you can use that offensively.
See, I know you guys like the reliving history offensive use. It's really expensive to do that, though.
It is.
It's really, really pricey. And it doesn't even do that much for you here because you have exactly 3 problems in your deck that can be confronted by a boosted power Ocellus by herself, without having to provide additional power on top of that.
Okay, fair. I mean, if nothing else, you can use it defensively to keep DFOs from happening. It kind of
you can. You can, and it's good against the anti-purples, or it's a good anti-purple card. Like, that's fine. But I'm just saying, yes, it is a cool trick. I would not include 3 copies for the purpose of trying to use that trick.
Fair enough.
But tricks are fun. Wait, no, tricks are for kids.
Trixie is for Hithrock, though.
Until we change it all to Twilight.
Correct.
All right, one more list.
All right, so
let's get this thing to Joking Luna.
Matey.
No, this one's this is a little bit more interesting.
I am actually confused.
All right.
Well, I'll give you a hint.
So let me point something out here.
Before you point stuff out, the name of this deck is Pain Train.
That is actually quite fitting, because it's not just a combo deck anymore. It's now a card with some rather interesting uses.
Yeah. Oh, so
let's look at all of the cards in this deck that are going to do something really annoying when they interplay.
I
Well,
mean,
before
all
we
of them,
before we
but-
get ahead, this one was submitted by Prism Light.
Let's see, and I think this was intended to be competitive. I don't recall what the archetype was.
Competitive
Control.
control.
Okay. Well, first off, I'm looking at Living to Laugh and Feather. Well, wait, that's not Feather Bangs.
That's not Featherbanks.
What's
No,
going on here?
That is backup dancers.
So confused. Oh, look, more thunder.
They exhaust things. It's control.
There's no Thunder Lane in this deck.
We got some Everything is Icing, we got some Postal Mares, we got some Backup Dancers, we got some Catajacks. You're just going to be flashing this stuff in on your opponent's score phase and just being like, boy, were you hoping to confront this turn? That's a shame.
It's going to be a darn shame if all of your stuff leaves play. Really a shame. Just
I mean, it's going to cost you 6 AT, but
yeah, I think that's the main concern I have here. The stuff that this is up to is going to be really token expensive, and there's basically nothing in here that makes that easier.
Don't worry, I have a solution.
So what is your solution?
what's your solution?
The solution is we're going to run a pair of Limestone Pies from Leaders and Legends.
Sure.
And it's going to reduce the amount of AT we have to spend to play Postal Mare, Catajack, and Pinkie Pie.
Alright, hold on.
And Gabby, isn't it 4+?
It is Gabby.
Nope.
Gabby will get to.
Yeah, well, because I don't really know why she's there. But
Right.
why is Living to Laugh here?
That's the thing. So Living to Laugh, I understand why you may have thought it was a good idea to include that card in this deck, because you're looking at the Everything is Icings and the Postal Mares and the Backup Dancers, which are 5 pink power, and you're just like, wow, I'm going to have Unity 15 pink super easily. That is absolutely true. You know what you're not going to have? Card draw.
Yeah.
Just
Like, you could win a game, like, occasionally against certain decks, but
that is not, well, to be perfectly fair, there's only a single Living to Laugh in here.
there is. Yeah, it's just one.
So yes, sure.
The Gabbies are too expensive as a method of entry, and you've already got the motivational speeches, and you've already got the rushed makeovers. So Ivory and I were actually kind of struggling to figure out another pink friend that would end up working well to give you the 3-rec necessary. And I think Gretchen was the best thing we had, which is just a 3-for-3 agile pink entry Griffin. But I respect a fellow Gabby fan and would not begrudge you for keeping Gabby in because she is best Griffin.
You seem to be forgetting that our boy Gallus is a Griffin.
He does look dashing in that cheerleader outfit. A card in here that is not really providing any synergy right now and would be an easy swap for the pair of Limestones would be the Pinky Senses. You don't have any chaos effects apart from Chaos Magic Blast. So being able to drop some of that is fine. If you were to drop the 1 copy of Living to Laugh and a copy of Friendship Summons, because you're likely not going to need 6 copies of Catajack over the course of a game. If you are, there's something that's gone horribly wrong. Then you can put another very important pink removal card in here, Belly Flop, because let's not forget that Backup Dancers makes tokens. So even though your other friends are very expensive, you're going to have fodder. I really like the Fluttershy's in here. I think that's a cool method of entry for yellow into the Pinkie Pie.
You mean the Angel Bunnies?
No, they're Fluttershy Bad Hair Days.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure, Ara?
Because I'm in the editing list right now for Ponyhead, and I'm just looking at the text of the card. That's why I didn't screw it up this time.
Dang it. Well, I tried.
Is it spelled H-A-R-E?
Yes.
Yes. It's a... Why wouldn't it be? That's the point. Okay, so... Let's see. You wanted to get rid of... You wanted to get rid of the Pinky Senses?
I want to get rid of the Pinky Senses.
Those... Well, okay,
there is... Go ahead.
You can use them defensively against a mill deck to say, no, actually, I'd rather you not do that.
Prismlight says, when's the time to turn over Grogar? Sometimes the answer is never.
Yeah.
Having a 3-power orange character on the start side is nice. But the time to turn over Grogar is probably when you don't have a Friendship Express in hand and you really want to try to find one. And so the best thing that I would recommend in that case would be to maybe have played some entry to get a backup dancers onto the field and then play one other friend so you can have 3 friends with different names and exhaust all those. The other option would be to run a more impactful resource, and I think there's a really, really good one for you, given that you're planning on trying to keep the board clear of opposing friends as much as possible, which is going to require them to keep playing friends, and that would be Desert Road.
It is really expensive, though.
It is very expensive. But...
Well, it's also something you could sideboard out, I suppose.
Right. If Catajack is not buying you at least 2 turns, then there's a more fundamental like meta issue going on there, and the deck probably just doesn't work in that particular meta.
Yeah. Okay. You were thinking also get rid of a Friendship Summons?
Yes.
All right. And that'll give us 2 Desert Roads and a 50 card deck. It's... Yeah. Okay. We got the Limestones. That'll make things cheaper. So if the gimmick here is Friendship Express shenanigans, there are only 2 of those. And
yes,
I understand that you don't want more than 1.
Well, we have Grogar.
Well,
as the
yes,
main.
You do have Grogar as the main, which is cool and good, except again with that whole thing about, do you really want to flip him back over?
No, that's true.
And, okay, you want to go spicy here? We'll go get an Easy as Pie.
That's
spicy.
I actually kind of like that. That's pretty spicy. Get an Easy as Pie, drop a non-epic Grogar Troublemaker, and yeah.
One of the helping themselves, really?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna want to find the Easy as Pie, so having 4 copies effectively is going to be better. Helping himself is...
Well, it's also this deck's only AT generation, and I think that's really important here. Like, yes, we've tried to cut down the cost with Limestone, but stuff is still real expensive.
Well, what do you want to drop for it? Maybe a Postal Mare? It's probably a Postal Mare. You've got 3 Catajacks.
Maybe a Chaos Magic Blast?
That's true. That's true. Dropping the Pinky Sense means 2 Chaos Magic Blast is probably sufficient, especially since... Oh, you didn't add Belly Flops yet.
No, I didn't.
Uh...
I mean, we can put some belly flops in here. I'm not going to say they're not a good card and that you shouldn't be running like a rack of them at all times. But if you're going to go down that road, I think I have deeper questions about the Chaos Magic Blast.
You want to just swap the Chaos Magic Blast for Belly Flops?
Maybe.
Yeah,
so I think that's a... I'm actually going to go and say leave it as is, because this is down to playstyle preferences now, I think. And this might honestly be something where you gotta try this a few times and see how the deck behaves, and if it's going to want to go, or what combination of pink removal you would like to run in this.
That's fair.
I don't know that there's a correct answer to this. Like, personally, I'm going to, like, that's why I'm stretching against getting rid of the Helping Themselves, because I like resources, I like being able to remove stuff, and the randomness that comes with Chaos Magic Blast is less good if you're not doing poppy things.
Or don't have the top deck setting. So
right. So I don't know. Maybe Belly Flop, maybe Chaos Magic Blast, maybe remove a Postal Mare for more event-based removal. Who knows? They're all potentially valid options here.
I think the only other thing we really wanted to tweak was the Buzzer Keep Away. This is already a deck that's super AT dependent.
Yeah, you probably will not have extra tokens for that. So, you know what? If you're willing to run a purple problem, this is core, isn't it? Boom.
This is core.
I don't know. When I see the Grogar main, I really, really just want to start Buckball Strategy.
For 4, just so you can be confronting? Yeah, but the Under the Weather is nice with... well, okay, so Under the Weather is nice if you have Heat Wave, but you bring up a good point, Ivory, which is most of your exhausting is going to be at multiple colors, which means it's going to turn off Under the Weather. So that is a fair point. Actually,
let's see, do we have...
if you're not going to start Buckball, you know what I want to start? I want to start Royal Breakfast. And just draw another card.
That seems hard to get to. This could potentially be amusing.
It would be easier with Stick.
Which one are you pointing to?
I'm just kind of looking around in here.
It's a 5 rec for the opponent.
I didn't say it would be good, I said amusing. This might actually not be bad if you're going to be discarding a bunch of stuff. Especially if you land a Catajack.
If you feel comfortable running a 2 bonus problem, I would run Caught Off Guard instead. It's 1 higher for them to confront, and it messes with them in face-offs.
What does Caught Off Guard do again?
Opposing
characters here with 2 or less printed power can't contribute their power to face-off. So that's kind of bad if you're an aggro deck, or if you're running bugs, or...
This deck did seem to have a lot of hate packed in it for Pegasi. Between the motivational speeches and a lot of exhaustion and the... Or I'm sorry, not motivational speeches, monumental evil, I mean.
Yeah. You know, that actually sounds good. And this has enough big stuff, it should be able to get to this.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm okay with that. You want to run a couple of those?
Yeah.
I'll run a couple of those. Unless there's something else that I'm missing here. Royal Breakfast, I guess, but...
Yeah, I think that's fine.
I would still probably put at least 1 Buckball in there, but again, we're at playstyle preferences at that point.
Yeah, you want to drop an Under the Weather and run a Buckball? You're not going to need 2 Under the Weathers.
Yeah. It's unlikely you're going to stay there. Well,
because
as soon as you pull out any other... Like, if you get the Grogar and you don't play anything else, and then you go straight into the Grogar helping himself here, like that's free, quote unquote, because it doesn't give up a point. But the moment you land something pink, you lose that. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking about the wrong thing here.
What are you talking about?
Purple is orange, right?
No, purple is not orange. This is the thing. This is the thing that taxes your opponent's readying.
And honesty, get it right.
Go away, Jay.
There's stars and apples.
Yeah.
Stars and apples?
You mean apple stars?
That's a good. She's a good pony.
Is that a ship name?
No, it's a pony.
I never even knew that card existed until one year at Gen Con you mentioned it, and I was like, oh, I did not even know that was a card in Premiere.
Yep, sure is. It's not great, but it exists. All right, there we go. Apple Star.
You're in core. You have to go to Harmony to see it.
No, I did. I forgot she's got a space in her name. Yeah. Apple Stars, Fruit Prodigy, the only Apple-themed unicorn. Anyway.
And there's a reason why there was never another one.
Alright. Let me get the deck list for this.
So there's another piece of tech that's in here with those limestones. Apart from the fact that they offer a discount, limestone has persistent. That means that she can actually survive the Catajax that you're dropping.
That's just rude. She also survives removal, which is also just rude.
Yep. It's real good. Yeah, I can dig it. I like it. Gabby can dig it too. Look how into it she is.
Gabby's just into it in general.
Yes. Into what? Yes.
I'm sorry, I don't think I had my microphone stuffed up in my nose there.
There you go. Okay. Well, we did a deck doctor. Hooray.
That was interesting.
Did the patients all survive?
Well,
did we have a 300% mortality rate?
The first one was DOA.
Yeah, the first one was kind of DOA.
But it's okay, because we made it better.
Yep, we dressed it up. Made it look good.
Frankenstein.
What announcements do we have, Ara?
Plugs. Let's talk about plugs.
What kind of plugs? Like Nema or?
No, or like,
I mean, I like the European style myself.
No, poison sockets.
I see.
You forgot
pin and sleeve.
Give me some 88C.
Yeah. Now you gotta turn off the stove and all that other stuff, but you forgot to turn off the poison sockets. Poison sockets are full of poison. Coco 29 signups. We are currently at 6 of 8, I think, to fire this.
Let's get more Coco.
More Coco? You can't have more Coco Pamel. Hasbro says no. Yeah, 6 of 8 on that currently. So we need 8 minimum to fire. Let's see. Otherwise, the Babsgone Memorial Online Con 10.0 tournament is in a week.
Yep,
yeah.
It's in a week.
Weekend.
Empathy Coco, lovely.
I want hot cocoa.
Yeah, next weekend, Harmony and a EO block drafting. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds like a bit of a fun throwback. Like EO and High Magic are actually really fun to draft. So you should get in on that. I think that's all the random stuff I've got.
All right. Well, that will about wrap up our discussion on this topic for today then. We would like to give a big shout out to all our patrons on Patreon. Thank you so much for your regular support. If you aren't currently a patron and you enjoy what we do, please consider donating. Doing so does enable us to continue making content like this, and lets you earn some great perks as a bonus. If you have comments or questions you'd like to send our way, feel free to reach out to us through Facebook, Twitter, or email. If you're a patron, you can also chat live with us on Slack any day, anytime. Finally, if you're looking to watch any of our previous videos, including tournament recordings, you can find them on our YouTube channel, linked just below the stream. With all that said, thank you to each and every one of our viewers, both here now and watching this recording later. We are, as always, Commentary is Magic. I am, as always, Grandpaws.
Big cheese.
I'm gonna hold on a minute here, but Hithrock, you are aware you can be part of the solution to that problem, right? Okay, good. I'm Arakat.
And I'm Ivory Starlight.
And
I
we'll
was
see
going to
you
reply
all
to
for
that after, but yes.
we'll see you all for Babs Gone next week.
No, you can't let that ride. You gotta go after and like squish those problems before they become a problem. But anyway, bye.
Bye.
Bye.